What's up, DIY Nation? Welcome back to YouFloor, the channel bringing you tips and tricks to help you with your next flooring project. Now today we're going to be taking a look at some transitions around a fireplace. A couple of you have mentioned in the comments that you wanted to know how do you trim up against doorways or how do you trim up against a fireplace. I think we did doorways a couple videos back, but we haven't done fireplaces with LVP. I got some LVP transitions to match up this floor that we did right here. Let's go take a look and see what we got. Alright, so as you can see right here, I've already trimmed it back a little bit during the install, and what I did was I just used my spacer and turned it to the 1 inch, but I was pretty sure that it was going to need to be 1 1/4 inches. So this is what I did, and I figured with an oscillating tool that I could just cut back what I need, and you can see where I've kind of made a line with pencil there, but I'm going to come back with a Sharpie and make it darker. I've also cut a scrap piece of this right here. Now this is the transition, and this is what it looks like up close, as you can see. We're going to be using this as a T-mold today, and maybe even a little bit of reducer. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this. I know one thing for sure is we are not going to be putting this in a track, or we're not going to be putting a track down and then trying to clip this thing in. And the reason for that is when you get to those corners on the miters, it's almost impossible to get those things to line up perfect. And even if you do get them to line up perfect, who's going to say they're not going to slip and slide over time, and one might fudge a little bit that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the whole thing together as one and glue the miters together with some CA glue, and then we're going to glue the whole thing down with some PL3X. That's right, PL3X. That's the answer to everything. And if we have to build it up, we will. So we'll get to that and show you how we do that. But the first thing I'm going to do is get this line made all the way around the fireplace and get this thing cut back. So here we go. Let's go. This is the pieces that it comes with right here. So they actually even give us a filler strip. You guys know how I tell you to cut a piece of scrap flooring and put it down? Well, they sent you a little strip. It's about as thick as the floor there, so you don't have to go cut that there. There you go. You got it. All right, so I want to make sure, like, this is the downturned side and this is the upturned side. So since that's the case, I may try to build it up a little bit like this so that it's not all the way down flat, because that actually slips up underneath there. So I'm probably going to put something back there to build that up, and I want to make sure that I have a pretty good gap over here, so whatever I put down there and attach it to, I have enough room. See, the T right there is actually laying up on the floor a little bit. So I'm going to cut this back about another 1/4 inch. I have my pencil mark already here, but I'm going to make it in Sharpie because I just got this brand new Sharpie and I want to use it. All right. I believe I can eyeball 1/4 inch, huh? All right, now that we got the line drawn, it's time to get cutting. Alright guys, so I got the vinyl cut back to where I wanted it, and I also went ahead and cut some strips. I went ahead and figured out how I wanted to set these transitions up and how I wanted to build it up in the back so that it looks right. And I'm going to show you what I came up with. Okay, so as you can see, these are the strips that came with the transitions, and I went ahead and cut these. I made this 1.25 inch gap right here because I mean these transitions were really big. I had a lot of room to play with those. As you can see, it lips down over top of that real nice, no matter which way I do it. But anyway, I went ahead and cut a bunch of strips, and what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and put these down. And as you can see over here, I ran this over, and so the next one I'm going to run it over like that so that it just overlaps my seam, and then the same thing coming back with the plywood. But I'm going to go ahead and set this up on top of here like this, and that's going to build it up 2 floor thicknesses. So we are actually a little thicker here than we are right here, so that's okay, so that makes it perfect. And then what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and slip this on top so you can see and get the full effect here, is we're going to be putting this piece of cardboard on the top. Now as you can see, I let these come out a little farther. They're like 1 inch wide, and this thing is about 1/2 inch wide. And why did I do that? Because ultimately when I put this down, and I want to put it the way it's supposed to go. I don't know if we got a good view at it earlier, but you can see one side goes down, and it's this side over here on the right. So that's going to go down. That's going to set in here just like this. Now if you look at that from there, that is beautiful. It actually touches back here where the actual cardboard little strip is that they sent, and it's actually touching right there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but the little T part of it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to put some nails through it. The nails will go through there pretty easy. Then I'm going to glue this down with my PL3X in little globs, and I'm going to actually glue it all together in 3 pieces and glue it down as 1 piece, and then I will drive a couple nails through each end just to hold it down. The Dewalt brad nailer that I use, it leaves a really tiny hole, and I only basically use it just to hold it down until the glue sets up. I got a nice putty that matches that, and that'll work out perfect. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get these strips in and go ahead and get these transitions put together and installed. Let's go. Subfloor glue. Since I'm low on my PL3X, I figured I'd go ahead and burn it up first and then use my PL3X to pull the transition down. I'd rather make sure I had enough for that. Although this stuff does smell pretty urethane-y as well, so I wonder if it's got any in there. Don't forget, I'm going to be driving a nail down through these 2 to hold them, so should be plenty enough. Hey guys, right quick, before we go any further, I wanted to remind you, if you like what you're seeing so far today, help us out by smashing the like button. That really does help out the channel. And if you want to be notified when I put more videos out, go ahead and subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell so you can become part of the DIY family. Alright, back to the video. So yeah, I'm trying to get the wood up against the marble hearth as much as possible. Just so my transition doesn't fall down. I think it'll be fine now. All right, just push it up tight. Oh yeah, that worked out great. Alright guys, so we got it. So that's what it looks like installed. You can see there's 2 layers of flooring, and the cardboard and the plywood strip that they send out there, and it goes all the way across. So that builds it up. And as I said, this side right here on the left, that's the one that goes down. That's going to sit just like that, and that's going to be beautiful. All right, so now we got to get our measurements. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, these very first couple cuts, the ones up against the door there, those are going to be a little bit tough to do. So I'm going to actually have to scribe those. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut them long all the way out here and scribe and make sure they fit back there, over there, and then we'll figure out what to make these. But I'm not going to sit here and let you guys watch me scribe that thing. I'll get those things knocked out and I'll catch back up with you. All right, so here's the right side. Let's see what we got. Oh man, would y'all take a look at that? I don't know if we can even get any tighter. That looks beautiful. Looks like it goes underneath it, don't it? Like we cut the door jamb and slid it under there. It's beautiful. I like it. I'll take it. All right, let's go get the other side. All right, so here's the other side. Let's see what we got. Oh man, I think we're just about there. Probably do a little bit right there, notch it back around so that it comes in closer to that. But here, I'll let you see what I'm talking about. You can see that it's just a little bit. Now I know it ain't that big of a deal, but if we can get perfect, or at least close to perfect, why not do it, right? All right. And all I'm doing is just nibbling these away with my razor blade. So. Oh yeah, I think I got it. Oh man, look at that. That looks beautiful. I'll take it. Alright guys, we got the CA glue, we got the accelerator. Now this stuff doesn't always work the best on every material. I'm not exactly sure if LVP is a good material that it works on, but we're going to try it. It works wonders on MDF and stuff like oak. It's questionable on pine. On pine, what I've had to do is put it on and then stick it together and find out it fails. And then where I've put some glue and it's dry, I put more there, and for some reason it holds. So there we go. That's a pretty good, generous section there. So remember, we have about 10 seconds to hold this together before it's stuck, but we'll see how it does on the LVP. I'm kind of got to do this on an angle too, you know what I'm saying, like it is on the floor. I'm going to touch those two front points together and just squeeze and fold down until the crack closes. Right there. This looks like it's got us right there, guys. Hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's there, it's stuck. So yeah, it did pretty good. Can't complain. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. Let's go. We try not to let it stick to the paper, but something like this, I really don't care. I will give you some advice though. Try not to do it with your first finger or your thumb if that's what you use to sign in on your cell phone. Them fingerprints will be gone. All right guys, so we got this as one piece and we're going to take it over here, set it down and glue it. I think I'm just going to skip over the U-track part of it because, I mean, it should be fine. But, all right, here we go. That's it, guys. Money, money. It's money. All right. So you guys see I put a glob at the end, a glob in the middle, glob on the corner, a couple through the middle there, and then I'll do the same on the other side. All right, so let's work this in side to side. Gotta make sure we don't make a mess. That's gonna fall right in there. That looks beautiful. Of course, once we slide in there, look at that. Look how that falls right in the corner there. That's beautiful. So the glue is gonna hold it down pretty good. And then we're just gonna take a couple nails, like I said, and shoot through to hold it until the glue sets up. You got big nails in here?
Yes.
Remember I was telling you about how the the Dewalt gun makes real tiny holes, so that's the only reason I am okay using it. All right, we'll just hit it with a matching putty and we're good to go. Hey guys, I'm not sure if you've ever seen one of these or not, but this is a nail set. Now generally the nail sets you'll see will come in sets of 3, and you'll have to take it and place it on your nail head and hope you got it in the dead center, because when you pop it, it'll skip off and make a little tiny hole on the side. That's never good because you got to putty 2 holes, right? Well, this thing right here is a self-popper. You set it on and you pop, and I'll show you how it works. So you can see I have a couple nails here that are sticking out a little bit now. Those over there got sunk deep and just got nice little holes, caved for me to fill in with my putty. And this is what I use also, by the way, because this stuff turns hard and it's great for LVP, laminate, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to set this right on top of where the nail is. Pull it back, let it give it a pop. Oh, that looks nice. Now I can turn it over. The other side is a fine point, so it gets right in the middle of that, and I can come back and set it again, and it's beautiful right there. Now, take this putty right here, fill it in, and fill in those holes just like that. Look at that, man. Come on. What are you talking about? You can't even see that. It's beautiful. Let's take a look. Close look at that. Man, get out of here. What you talking about? I don't see no nail holes. All right.